much about, but like Green River, he was probably the most prolific, certainly in modern times. And but it seems like he might have been another one who the last few years he wasn't doing anything when he was finally caught. I know he was already married and settled down, but I think he had been married for part of the time. That was always, I was always interested in those individuals that had to lead that life. It's not easy.
But that's kind of what you were doing when you had
Right, and that's why I can say, like, from my perspective, I know it's not easy. I'd come to the conclusion over the last couple of years that it wasn't even an option for me anymore.
That you were going to not be able
that I wasn't going to be able to cohabitate with anyone.
And why was that?
I just couldn't separate the two lives anymore.
You were still able to be a very good parent, though. I mean, that's obviously wouldn't have gone away. You would have had Lainey.
Right. I'm not saying my plan was realistic, but I was planning on continuing to raise her. It's easier with a child. You know, they have to follow the rules, whereas with your partner, you know, there's certain aspects of your life that they're gonna, whether they're doing it on purpose or by accident, they're gonna pry into and find out things, see things that are gonna get harder and harder to explain as the years go by.
So you thought that just wasn't workable in the long run?
It was just becoming less and less maintainable. And like you say, my my self-control wasn't. I felt like it was no longer to the point where I could put things off till next trip or whatever. It was, my solution was to just get a travel trailer and make life.
And make what?
Be a nomad, I guess.
Oh, that's what you were thinking you would just do, is just go live in a travel trailer or travel around or whatever.
Yeah. Have a home base and drive around.
Did you have plans for the future?
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I was going to be a traveling contractor. Follow the hurricanes. Pretty feasible explanation for why I would live that way, but that's not really what I mean, obviously I wasn't that interested in doing construction anymore. Anyway.
So what other outlets for the lack of self-control over the years did you have?
Oh, there's quite a few, but there's not anything that comes close. It's kind of like comparing. There really is no comparison. I can't really say distinguish the amount of difference there is between playing a video game or watching a movie that centers on whatever you're interested in versus the real thing. But those are all still good escapes, and they're if I was just taking a short trip or whatever, there's always other things, less high-profile things you can do.
Arsons, bank robberies, things like that.
Those are pretty high profile too.
Well, comparatively.
Right. Well, lower risk, I guess. I don't know.
Did you ever feel like you almost got caught before?
I felt like I was going to get caught every time, right before. I never felt like I was going to get caught after, just like before. I would always usually in the planning stage, I was usually convinced that was the way it was going to go down. I'm not always an extremely lucky person, I guess you could say. So I just always had visions of that. That would be what happened. Like the one bank I go in, there'd be an off-duty cop or whatever.
But that didn't, I mean, I guess your preparation, I think you described for that, was just you were willing to take that risk. And
Right. Well, to a certain extent, I think that's why, because I didn't do it anything really impulsively, I think that's part of the reason why, up until recently, I was able to put things off until what I would think of as a more opportune time to do it, or lower risk or whatever. But like I say, 20/20 hindsight, none of what I did was really that low risk, so.
but you did things to minimize the risk.
Right.